So we're here today on Hastings Happenings with Ragan Scully. You are the owner of Impressive Windows and Interiors in downtown Hastings. Thanks for coming on the show today, Jill.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
Yeah. So you've had some exciting news and some exciting changes here recently in the summer of 2020. You moved.
Yes, on May 1st, 2020, we moved to the space that was previously occupied by Beloved Boutique. So it's in the Meyer building next to Spiral Brewery.
Oh, that's a great location. Why the move? You were formerly where were you before, and why did you make the move?
Oh, we were at 223 Sibley Street, and we were fortunate enough to be, we were co-locating with Martha Sullivan Law, and we just quickly, when we moved there back in 2015, we quickly outgrew the space. It was just, it could not house all the creativity or could not display all the creativity that we were capable of.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, and it didn't have a really good display window in the front, and it was a little bit tricky getting into. So we had been looking for probably the past 3 years, and this just popped up. And even though it probably, it was previous to COVID that we really made all these decisions, but it was fantastic. I mean, we couldn't have asked for a smoother move, or just all the stars aligned, I guess.
What's your favorite thing about the new space, or is there one thing that you can point to?
Oh, I don't know that I have a favorite space yet. I pinch myself every time I go in the front doors of that store, because I just feel so lucky that we're able to have such a large space, that our clients are so supportive, and we're getting tons of business. We plan on changing things all the time. So I think every single space is kind of curated to be a favorite space of mine. Our name lends to the fact that we specialize in window treatments. So when you enter in the front doors, there is a huge selection, a wide display on the wall of different types of Roman shades that we create, valances, cornices, and there's some draperies on the wall too. And right below that is a bedding area. We do custom bedding. We also do, I guess you would call it like prepackaged bedding from high-end designers that have labels. Let's see. We have a living room vignette area with all kinds of accessories. We have a little sitting area, little conversation area. And of course, our hard treatment displays with all of our Hunter Douglas products. We're a Hunter Douglas Centurion dealer, so we specialize in Hunter Douglas.
Cool.
The very back of the area has all types of large samples and small samples of fabrics, and we have hundreds of thousands of fabrics that are available, not only in our showroom for you to view as a sample, but we also have the ability to get many access to many other lines that there are out there. We just can't house everything, in every line, every book, but we can get it for you. So sure. If you're thinking of reupholstering a piece of furniture, or adding some window treatments or some bedding, really anything that you can think of, except boating or marine, we do. So, and we do that all ourselves. Right now, I know this is a different view than my showroom, but this is my home workroom. And I have my big table here, my boiler irons, all my machines. So this is kind of where, as they say, the magic happens. We do upholstery and draperies and valances here. So we do create them in Hastings. It's just not located at the showroom that we have down on Main Street. So we have like a pergola and some outdoor furniture. We've been doing a lot of that this summer. People are kind of, I like to say, extending their square footage to the outdoors. They're adding new cushions and pillows and all types of things to their outdoor spaces, which has been really fun.
Yeah.
And then swinging back up to the front of the showroom, we have another sitting area with our custom furniture line. So you can actually create furniture from the frame up. Any size, any style, feet, what have you, you can create it to make it custom for you.
So you mentioned that people are doing some things this year that they ordinarily maybe haven't done as much in the past,
Mhm.
extending their square footage a little bit, maybe to the outside patio and such. Um, Sounds like that's probably because of COVID-19 and people staying home a little bit more frequently. Uh, we're not allowed to leave the country, certainly, and really not encouraged to go very far or do much. Um, so do you see this as a big trend in 2020? Is people kind of, I guess they called it, once upon a time, they called it cocooning, where you're
Oh,
you're fixing up your space around you?
well, ironically, I would say back in February, when this all started to creep up on the horizon, our industry was getting prepared, and we were all kind of sharing information. A lot of the influencers and the head honchos or whatever in the industry, the
Mhm.
furniture makers and the top designers were bringing us all in, and we were having Zoom meetings early on. And one of the things I remember somebody saying, and I cannot recall who it was, but they said, this is going to be huge for the home industry because people are going to be stuck at home and they're going to be sick of what they're looking at, or they're going to want to move, and it's going to be busy. So get prepared.
Yeah,
And at first we were all scared. We were all kind of treading water maybe, and just not busy, but we were hopeful that people, that the country was going to be okay, and we
yeah,
weren't going to have to worry about anything. But what I found is they were absolutely right. And I never anticipated it being a busy time, but a lot of people are doing just that, just what that forecaster said, which is they're redoing their houses, they're moving, they are. I'm sure that you've seen it too in your industry. People are they're taking advantage of the low interest rates, and they're refinancing their house and they're redoing the interior, or they're just moving and they're taking advantage of those low interest rates. It's just all around been uh, a lot busier than I anticipated, in a good way. I mean, it's so
yeah.
wonderful to help people make their houses more comfortable because it sounds like we're going to be here for a while. A lot of people are working from home, so they're redoing their offices, or they're even taking their office out into sort of their porch. And in Minnesota, we have a very short time period that we can enjoy our outdoors. So I see a lot of that. They're trying to be able to utilize that a little longer than they had ever done in the past, and they're spending money on something that maybe they'd be spending it on a vacation, but now they're spending it on their home. They're investing it in their home and their
Sure.
well-being too. We like to talk about well-being too, because if you're surrounded by a house, you're stuck there, you don't want to be there, and it doesn't feel right to you, it can really have a negative effect on your well-being.
When they call you, how do you walk through assessing what they really need?
Well, we always start off with an initial phone call, where our showroom is by appointment only. It's been that
Mhm.
way since back in 2014-15 when we opened up a storefront.
Okay.
We just feel that it's a little bit more, it's more conducive to the way that we do business. We like to focus on our clients, one at a time, and really make sure that we're giving them the best service that we possibly can. And therefore, making an appointment is really beneficial to them and beneficial to us, because we're focused on them and we're not wasting you know, their time by maybe getting distracted by a walk-in customer.
Yeah.
And it's also at this time and place, it's safer. You know, when people come into the showroom, they know that it's focused on them. There's not going to be anybody else that they don't know around them. So, you know, social distancing isn't really a problem. You know, it's just between the couple and I, or the person and I.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier that way. And it's a lot easier to track if there is any sort of, if anybody were to contact us because of an exposure. You know, we can easily track down who's there. But when, as far as the process, typically starts with someone contacting us via email or via phone. Either is just fine, and we're very easy to get a hold of. But we, shortly after that, usually within 24 hours, get back to them and see if they want to schedule. If it's, they contact us initially via email, we schedule a phone call so that we can talk to them, even though they may have given us information within that initial contact that helps us help them in describing what they want or what they need. We also like to talk to them because sometimes people watch a lot of HGTV and they have unrealistic expectations as to timelines. You know, we have our timelines are very reasonable in the industry. We're not, you know, we try to make sure that if there's a project we can't get to in a timely manner, that we bring in other experts to help us so that our customers will have their projects on time. We typically will, like I said, set up an appointment with them, and they will usually come into the showroom first to kind of see what we have. However, if it's a window treatment only project, we do like to go to their house first. So we have gloves, we have masks that we wear, and you know, we try to be very careful as to where we put our things, but it gives us a good idea as to the project, you know, the scope of the project, and takes, you know, maybe some quick measurements with our laser devices. So, you know, just really quick, because some people don't know how to measure a window, and we understand that we're here to help them. However, if they were to, let's say, just call us on the phone, just flat out, they're a friend of a friend and they know how we work, we usually just make it, you know, it's up to them if they want to come to us. If they want to us to go to them, that's fine. We're pretty flexible, but we are very, you know, careful with the masks and social distancing. And it's just a phone call away. And, you know, we may not be a good fit for you, but we may be. And we're, you know, right downtown, easy to get to.
So Jill, I understand you have a website also where prospective clients could come and find out more about you.
We do. We highlight a lot of the products that we sell on that website too. So you kind of get an idea, you could get an idea as to what your style is. It's impressivewindowsandinteriors.com. And right now we are revamping the store portion, but everything else on the website is, I want to say, pretty amazing. So we have a blog on there that has a lot of really great decorating advice. We have, there's even a press page. There's a lot of articles that I've written, DIY articles, even for some of you DIYers that would like to do projects yourself. And there's also a very descriptive page that shows you exactly how we work. So it'll even get more detailed, a lot more detailed, even more so than what I was describing before. And we do give you this in the beginning. It's a little client guide.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That we give to all of our clients prior to working with us, so they know what to expect. And we feel that's important ahead of time, so people understand that, you know, custom projects do take longer. They're not going to be here in a week like Amazon. It's going to take some time. It takes time to order your fabric. There may be a back order on your fabric. It takes time to inspect your fabric, press your fabric, cut your fabric, sew your fabric, steam your fabric. and then package it up. And there are also, as you can see, 20 other people that are going to be ahead of you. So not to say that your project's not going to be done in a, expedited manner, but we
Right.
do have a lot of clients that we're working with at any given time right now. I've always been a very creative person. My mom, my teachers, my second grade teacher will tell you that too. It's just kind of in my nature. I get it from my two grandmas. I always refer to my grandma on my dad's side as she was like a walking Pinterest person. The things that woman thought of, she was a genius.
Yeah.
She was so creative, and the things that she would do from just, she could look at a teddy bear and she could make it for you the next day. She didn't even have to like make a pattern. I mean, the woman was incredible. So I strive.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not that good.
It's in your genes.
Yeah. Both my grandmas were big sewers. I learned to sew when I was 8 years old. And I've always kind of done it. I did it through high school for friends. I did it. I remember one time when I was in 10th grade, I decided I wanted a faux fur winter coat. And I went to Northern Fabrics or something, Northwest Fabrics, I think, in West St. Paul. Drove out there, picked up my fabric, and had a new coat the next morning. So it's a good skill to have.
So HGTV, people are watching this and they're thinking, okay, they see Chip and JoJo, they see the Property Brothers. How remotely close to reality are shows like that? I mean, you mentioned it's like the speed. It seems like obviously for purposes of a show, they have to speed things up a little bit. But is that a realistic thing when people watch a show like that? Or is it just so far out that, you have to bring people back to reality when you speak with a prospective client?
Well, HGTV is just that. It's television, it's entertainment. And no, it's not the same. Absolutely 100% not. But it's a good marketing tool for both of those celebrities. They've done it to build a brand. When I was on Extreme Makeover Home Edition, I had no idea, really how it all worked. But I mean, they truly did build a house from the ground up in 7 days. But only the people that got to work there or work on the set were able to see the little things like the cracks here and the cracks there and the types of fabrics that they used and the corners that they cut. And it's, for someone like me, it was like, it drove me crazy to know that they were, using they weren't using upholstery fabrics on the upholstered furniture. They were using things that shouldn't probably be used in the manner they were, but it was for entertainment. It defeats the purpose if you think that that's the way that your home project is going to be, all smiles and here are the cameras and, everything's always in stock. That's not reality. The reality is that you need a project manager, it can be yourself too. It doesn't have to be anyone like me, but you need to be organized and you need to make sure that you're ordering things in the proper order. You're setting up all your subcontractors and, everything's executed in the right order so that things don't get missed. Because a lot of things can go wrong on a project. Absolutely.
Right.
But it's up to us to make it seamless so that you don't see all the things that, we fix them. Before they become a problem, it's up to us to identify that this could be a red flag and then, make the detour. But HGTV, it's great. It's fun entertainment to watch and to, comment and say, oh, I'd love my house to look like this or this or this. That's great as a visual if you're working with a designer or if you're doing it yourself. Yeah. But that's really all it is just to give you inspiration, in my opinion. The introduction of all these different shows on that channel or any other channel that they're, any home improvement shows, I think it's been sort of a revolution or of products that you see at the big box like Home Depot, Menards, Lowe's stores. Because remember back 10 years ago when you couldn't find some of the wonderful things that you see on television to redo
Right.
your house with. But now I think that you really can. You can find that barnwood, peel and stick barnwood and apply it yourself. Yeah, for sure. You can find that 10 years ago or 15 years ago. You'd have to actually get barn wood. That's all they had. You'd have to, search for it. But so I think it's given a lot of people the ability to do things themselves because
That's
of
great.
giving, it allows like the home improvement stores to supply themselves with products that the clients are going to want because of what they've seen on HGTV or any of the shows on there. I'm a problem solver. I love a challenge. I really do truly enjoy when someone comes to me. I was at a client's house, a new client that we've been she's been kind of thinking about hiring me for quite some time. They moved into a house a year and a half ago, and the whole house was painted the same color. And that's a very typical story around here for the builders that built the homes. They paint them all the same color. Well, she has a very challenging layout, and she just didn't know where to put her colors. She wanted color, but she doesn't know where to start or where to stop. So she brought me in, and then I did a color consultation with her. We walked through the whole house, and I did my little measuring of color of her, her sofa and her carpet, all the things that are going to stay. And now we're working up a color palette for her whole house. So that's a typical thing that I do. Other things, upholstery has been huge. Probably a year or two ago, I did upholstery, but I really didn't tell a lot of people that I did it. But now it's probably the biggest thing right now is upholstery and outdoor furniture. But I do have quite a few people that are doing new window treatments in their house, the Hunter Douglas window treatments.
Cool. Okay.
But one interesting thing about me is I'm really, really involved in my industry. So I also have two sister companies that are under the Impressive Windows and Interiors umbrella, which I think kind of lend themselves to the expertise that I have in the industry and the amount of people that do what I do that do trust my expertise. I sell a cordless headrail system for child safety purposes. So people that are drapery workrooms all around and designers all around the United States will contact me, and we provide them with a fully cordless headrail for their Roman shades. So that's basically like a fabric front, and it folds up. So,
Okay.
so we're huge on child safety.
Yeah.
And then our other company is we're a buying group for our industry. So we have 150 members, industry members all around the country, and they will purchase products under our My Designer Concierge umbrella. That's our sister company to Impressive Windows and Interiors. So they can take advantage of like 150 different vendors that we currently have accounts for. So that's kind of fun too. So we kind of are in the know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have your finger on the pulse of the industry. And you were mentioning, Jill, earlier this week about there's conferences that you would typically attend where you see what might be kind of hip and happening for maybe 2021. What's next year's color, or what are the new trends that they're expecting for next spring or next summer. Obviously those are not they're still having them, but you're not attending. A lot of people are not attending those because of COVID. But typically you go to a lot of conferences and meet with other people, and you're always kind of in the know as far as what's coming next, right?
Right. Well, for the past 13 years, we've attended the International Window Coverings Expo, and they have that in a different location every year. All but 1 year, I have been a teacher, an instructor there. So I teach how to window coverings. I also teach design and workroom certification classes. So that's what I had done up to last year.
Okay.
Last year, I decided that rather than being an instructor, I really felt like I needed to bring more newer products and source better products for my clients. So that's when I decided to start going to market. It's the Las Vegas market. It's where all the designers go, and all the furniture accessory companies kind of have like little shops. And what they do there at these markets, and they have them all around the country throughout the year, in Texas, Atlanta, High Point, Las Vegas, they will showcase their new products. So we get to see the new stuff, we get to sit in it, we get to take pictures of it, and bring it back to our clients so that we can, source better products.
Sure.
And it's been wonderful to be able to do that for the past few years. But this year I decided they were supposed to have it in July. They moved it to the end of August. And, due to COVID, I just don't think that I'm probably going to go this year, unfortunately. But a lot of the companies are doing product launches via Zoom, or video. So we are going to still be able to see them. We won't be able to sit on them necessarily, but there's going to be some changes.
What's your 30-second elevator story for getting someone to maybe give you a call and find out more about your business?
I have something written down that I'm going to read to you, because this really does encompass us. It's on the front page of our website. Impressive Windows and Interiors is the only full-service interior design firm in downtown Hastings, specializing in interior design and window treatments. We work with clients in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa. Based in the beautiful river town of Hastings, Minnesota, we specialize in designing and decorating your newly built or renovated home, retirement home, or second home. If you're looking for a place to relax, raise your children, entertain your grandchildren, or host intimate gatherings, you've come to the right design firm. From our design consultations, full service interior design, drapery expertise, as well as Hunter Douglas blinds, shades, and shutters, we offer straightforward and elegant custom home solutions. If you appreciate sustainable design, wise financial investments, we would love to work with you.
So phone number, if people wanted to get in touch with you, and then website, we'll recap on that too.
Our phone number is 651-437-5512. And I encourage you to leave a message if we don't answer, because like I said, we're doing a lot of one-on-one consultations, and chances are we may not be able to answer your phone call right then and there, but we will call you back within, usually the same day, but sometimes within 24 hours.
And website again?
It's impressivewindowsandinteriors.com.
Okay, perfect. And you're down there on 2nd Street, right next to Spiral Brewery.
In the coming weeks, we're going to have a before and after photo of an antique chair in the showroom. So we have a set of chairs, and I think we're going to probably put them in the window so everybody can see what you can do before and after with a, kind of a cool little chair that looks kind of sad, that probably would end up in the dumpster. We've revamped it, and we're kind of taking it into the modern age. So
Jill, thank you so much for coming on my little show here today, and best wishes to you this rest of the summer and into the fall.
Thank you, Tom. You too.